Hey, my fire signs, what's going on? So if you are a fire element, that being a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries, this would be your full moon in Capricorn reading. So with that being said, let's get right into your reading. So yes, there's a full moon. And so I want to quickly give you guys a recap pertaining to this full moon energy that came into Capricorn yesterday, July 21st, but also there was a full moon yet again in Capricorn last month, June 21st. So for those of you that don't remember, there was another full moon that arrived in Capricorn, and then yet again there's another full moon, this past full moon, which occurred yesterday. So even though we are a day behind, the energy is still very much present and active. But what I want to highlight is, what was the theme behind last month's full moon? What did it ask us to do or urge us to do? So right quick, that full moon was about an ending of a tough cycle that approaches. Now, it's very much still that same energy message, right? Because full moons is about ending cycles so that new ones can end, but it's also an energy of culminations, things that end, right? So with that being said, it urged us, this is speaking about last month's full moon that was in Capricorn, that is coming around again for the second time. It asked us or urged us to let go of incapabilities and instabilities in our life at that time, which clearly translated to saying goodbye to whatever or whoever brings tension or doubt into our life, cutting the ties with people who don't give us support at that time. And so fast forwarding to this full moon, it's still talking about that. So the question here is, as I did with the other element readings, is did you guys successfully end a cycle? Or is it still something that is still being decided upon? Well, looking at your spread, I would say that maybe for a few of you, you did successfully end some sort of rough cycle from last month. And so you can say that you are healing. Because also, this full moon basically is also that of healing. I took my notes here. Yes, it's a healing energy, this full moon. So as with the other readings, for most of them, as even with you guys reading, for the most part, all the element signs successfully ended some sort of cycle from last month. And if you did end the cycle from last month, meaning you let something go, person, relationship, a job, a friendship, whatever it was, you would know, as this is a collective reading, so everyone's ending of a cycle is going to be different, right? So you would know what cycle you had to end, right? That was what it was urged upon from last full moon. So if you did, that means that this full moon is healing, that you started that healing, but maybe now it's going to be more stronger for you. You are kind of healing, and you're still kind of going through that transformation of having to see the renewal, to see the changes from some sort of ending from last month, right? So now fast forwarding, as I mentioned, that I see that for some of you, you did successfully end something, but yet for one or two of you, right? Even if it's just for one of you, some of you might be still struggling with ending something. And you know what? It's okay. You know why? Because the fact that the full moon is in Capricorn again, it really punches the highlight that you can say you are giving a second chance. It's almost like the timing is coming around for you to really think long and hard, right? Really, if you need to. For some people, some challenges is easy to overcome, and some might be a little bit more challenging. But nonetheless, if it means that you need to take a time off, right? Take a minute to kind of see, well, what is it? How do I feel? what will be the outcome if I did this? Some of you, I see there's still doubt. There is still inner conflict within yourself to end something, if that's what it applies for you. Let's talk about the cards that have come out for you. So the first oral energy, or the first card that have come out that symbolizes you guys' energy at this time, is the Knight of Pentacles, or the Knight of Earth, as it says here. The Knight of Pentacles is one of the most slowest energies of the cards of the deck. Excuse me if I'm kind of stumbling here. I think this is my last element reading, by the way, so I'm kind of like winding down a little bit tired. But nonetheless, we're going to get through this. Resilience, which is also with you guys, fire signs. You are resilient. You are determined. So I'm getting that fiery attitude that I'm going to get through this. I'm going to be determined, and I'm going to wind out this reading for you guys. But the Knight of Pentacles, as I said, is one of the most slowest energy cards of the deck. And so it can mean a few things. For this scenario of the reading, I feel that for some of you, as I mentioned, you may need to take a minute to reflect. As you see here in this image here, this young lady here. Now, it doesn't matter if you're masculine, it doesn't matter, it's all about the energy here, that is holding on to that pentacle, as this is the Knight of Pentacles. It's holding on tightly, but it's holding on tightly across the chest. So when it comes to, perhaps for some of you, it might be that it's connected to you giving thought about ending a love relationship, right? Maybe you're in a relationship or marriage that you have been struggling and finding very challenging to end, because maybe haven't invested in that relationship. But for some way or another, the relationship over the years or over the months have brought some sort of tension, right? And so maybe that is what you might be kind of trying to figure out. Should I? If I do this, where do that leave me, right? And like I said, that might be one of the most challenging things for some of you fire signs, to let go of something or someone, all right? But on top of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands, which is now you guys' energy. Wands is connected with the fire signs. The Queen of Wands is someone that it's almost like you coming from the Knight of Pentacles, and you are finally deciding and knowing what needs to be done. It's like you're getting the resolve, you're getting the resiliency, the determination to cut out something that you know in the long run has been not good for you, right? Energetically, like the energy surrounding whatever this may mean for you haven't been good. So the Queen of Wands is showing up for you guys that you will be successful. This is for those that haven't ended some sort of cycle from last month, that this is something that you are going to be doing surrounding this full moon. And then once it happens around this full moon, then you would be on your way of healing behind some sort of ending of a cycle. All right. So for some, it has already been done and made and ended from last month, full moon, where you are healing or have started. And for others of you, you will be making that decision surrounding this full moon of ending some sort of cycle, and then your healing journey will begin to take shape after doing so. But overall, I feel that as I look at the top of the deck, we have the major arcana of the world. I feel, and as well, another major arcana of the moon, and then I'm going through the top of the deck, then we got another major arcana of the Fool. So this all lets me know that you guys will get there. You will make the decision. But the Fool is like that Queen of Wands. Like deep down, you want to start a new chapter. You want to end the cycle. But with the moon here, your emotions just might be a little bit in the way. But once you know that at the end it's going to be the best thing for you to do to close out that cycle so that some sort of new chapter can occur, you are going to use that energy like that of the Queen of Wands, and you're going to be determined to make that decision. You are going to know deep down that this is something that you have to do. All right. Now let's clarify and get more about this Knight of Pentacles. We have here yet the Queen of Wands that have come out, along with the Five of Cups. Now remember, a few minutes ago, I mentioned about that major of the moon. This is the Five of Cups here. The Cups is associated with that of the Moon because the Cups deals with our emotions. The Five of Cups is connected to the water element. And that's what I'm saying, that some of you, your emotions might be kind of getting in the way at this time. You might not want to make a decision just yet, or maybe this is something that you didn't do from last month's full moon. And so this moon might be stirring up some sort of emotions in you for making a decision. Cups, Five of Cups is also that of yearning. It can be that of crying over spilt milk, if you will. It's like, if I make this decision, now if it comes to matters of love, some of you might feel, when it comes to that area of your life, if it's a relationship here, how would you feel afterward? Some of you might feel lonely. It's like, because I get the feeling intuitively that it is about someone that you have been with for quite a long time. And it's like disconnecting from them. Like, you know, deep down, all they haven't been supportive of you. They haven't been, you know, giving you some sort of peace. And it's like, I know I need to let it go, but it's hard to. It's challenging. It's not easy. But in the long run, it's something that you're going to have to do at this time. All right? But if you don't, it's okay, because again, after all, it's you that have to make a decision, right? You would have to know, the more and more that this person, place, or situation is surrounding you, eventually it's going to kind of where you have no choice but to make a decision, right? But make a decision that's always best to what you feel is best for you. At the end, you have the power, like that of the magician, one of my favorite majors, to change the narrative of your story for the better. So the longer you take to change such a story, to kind of end that cycle, it's only going to do a disservice for you instead of a service to you. Don't do yourself a disservice by hanging on to people, places, or things that is going to only add to your imbalance of the mind, if that makes sense. All right? But I feel that in time, if you haven't done it yet, that this full moon will give you the strength, the bravery, and the courage to let it go once and for all. All right? We're going to close out with pulling, I already pulled out 2 oracles from Spirit to see what they have to say here pertaining to the situation and also the energy behind this Knight of Pentacles. You guys got adversity, and adversity is like challenges. It says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. All right, so you got adversity. And this is what I'm saying. You know, before this came out, I felt that some of you, if you haven't made a decision to let something go, it's because you're dealing with some sort of challenge. You're having some sort of, you know, adversity in making a decision to let go of somebody that maybe you have known. Now, if it's not love in a relationship, it could be a friendship that you have been friends with for quite some time, you know, and for whatever reason, the friendship, maybe it was something that you found out. Maybe you was betrayed by this friend, and it's like, it keeps on and it keeps on, and you're seeing that pattern with them, but yet you don't want to let it go. So again, I feel whatever challenge this is for some of you that didn't actually end the cycle, it's going to be the cycle of this full moon that you're going to be on the way to do that, and you're going to start your healing behind letting it go. The last message here from Spirit as we close out is this: count all your blessings, even the small ones. Show gratitude and appreciation for all that you have in your life and all that has yet to come into your life. Your best days are still ahead of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? So whenever you're feeling like you can't do it, come back to this video and listen to this part here. It says your best days are still ahead of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? You guys represent that of fire. Fire is about combustion. It's flammable. It's about being driven. It's about being determined. So with those phrasing that I just mentioned, use all of that to let this full moon work to give you the ammunition you need to end that tough cycle. You can do it, and you will do it. All right? And then afterwards, go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back, something that I always mention on this channel. Give yourself those little accolades, because whenever we make those achievements, when we think something is challenging or difficult, and we go ahead and we override and conquer those challenges, it's something to always be praised for. All right, so that is what I have for you, my fire signs. I'm going to leave it there. I hope the message was helpful. If it was, you know what to do. Send some love by sending some fire to that thumbs button to give me a like. As well, drop in a comment, give me some feedback. But if you are a viewer and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, as it would help with the algorithm of this channel to help it to grow and to get more subscribers on. All right, and as such, if you need an extended version of this full moon reading, I am open for private sessions. You can book me for a personal reading where the message there would be more tailored to your situation and your energy. All right, my fire signs, until the next video, I'm wishing all of you an amazing and a fiery Monday. You got this. You can do it. Go ahead, lift that wand up and go. Do what you need to do and have no regrets about doing it. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste.